Good evening, gentlemen. Lawrenceofasia coming at you again from South Korea, Seoul. And today, I want to be talking to you, gentlemen, about the importance of having a goal. Whether that's with your physical fitness or with your business, your income, your relationships, or some other goal of maybe writing a book, a project that you have, or maybe an adventure that's soon to come, traveling for an extended period of time per se. If you look very closely, gentlemen, you can see behind me we are at a Olympic archery stadium, and right back here in the background, right back over there, yeah, those are all targets, right? And they're labeled, or they're numbered rather, number 1 through, I don't know, there's at least 30 plus targets out there, right? Each person is going to be shooting at their own target, right? Now, in life, myself, there's been many times in my life where I had no goal whatsoever. And that was okay. However, I was not living in an optimal sense, nor was I experiencing life and living the richness of life and what life had to offer to the degree in which I could have. Gentlemen, when you have a goal, it helps you, okay, to orient all of your energy towards something rather than it being scattered about and you being distracted with entertainment and an array of other things that could take you off of your target, your goal, all right? So the times that I have had a goal, right, I have found myself being far more focused and things seem to speed up, right? If I say I'm going to go to, say, Jeju Island, right? I'm going to go to Jeju Island. Okay, you're going to go to Jeju Island. Cool. It's here in Korea. Or if I say I'm going to go to Jeju Island next Monday, here in 3-4 days, right? I'm going to be working towards that in these days coming up, as opposed to if I have no set date on that goal, right? I'm not going to utilize my energies to work towards that in the same degree, right? So when you do have a goal, my point in this, gentlemen, is that when you do have a goal, also have a timeline that goes along with that. Otherwise, it's not really a goal. I wouldn't consider that a goal if you don't put a timeline on it. And the interesting thing about setting goals, gentlemen, or just deciding upon what you want, I tell you now, it's a hard thing, gentlemen, to decide upon what it is that you want. Let's just say in a perfect, magical world like the one we live, let's just say you could have whatever you desire. But, gentlemen, you have to decide upon what that is. That actually, when you realize that you could have an infinitesimal number of things or potentialities in this life, it is difficult to decide, gentlemen, upon what you want. However, I'm going to not warn you, but I'm going to caution you, gentlemen, on not setting a goal. It's better to go ahead and set a goal, reorient yourself, and pivot, as opposed to going through life and having no goal at all, no direction at all. You'll find yourself distracted, lost, procrastination will set in, and you will basically inevitably be spiraling downwards ever so slowly or maybe quickly, okay? And when you have a goal, you'll find that you are more likely to be spiraling upwards, working on your aim, your chief aim, your goal. Now, gentlemen, a lot of you may know of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. A fantastic book. It's a classic business book, but it's also very much on psychology and the magic really of the universe and how cosmos works. I can't say for sure it's in this book, but I know it's referenced in a lot of other books as well, that such as The Secret. I can think of that one and other books as well. But that when you, gentlemen, they also talk about this in The Alchemist, another fantastic book if you're looking for some inspiration on finding your life's purpose, or some inspiration to travel. I read that book, and then I could not help but travel once I had read that book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Okay, so gentlemen, in The Alchemist they talk about, when you choose what it is that you want, this is not perfect verbiage here, but it's something like this. When you decide upon the thing that you want, the entire universe conspires to make it happen. Now, if you've never had a goal, if you've never really set in a direction, right, then you wouldn't know that, because the universe hasn't had an opportunity to show itself to you and to show you the magic of how things come together and happen. I'll give you guys one example real quick. When I set off to travel it was about 13 years ago now, even prior to my travel, I had started a couchsurfing.com page, right? And on that couchsurfing profile page, I listed 3 things that I wanted to do upon my travel while I was traveling, right? I wanted to learn how to rock climb. I wanted to rock climb, right? Which I later did do in Thailand, and I met the perfect teacher. We both slept in our hammocks in a restaurant. He happened to stay there. I stayed there as well in the restaurant right on the beach. We got our food next to free, $1 per meal. And basically the money that I would have spent on accommodation, I just gave it to him, and he taught me how to rock climb, right? That was one. But let me really get to I really want to share this one with you, gentlemen. I wanted to learn how to surf, right? I learned how to surf. And then the other thing that I really wanted to do was, I specifically said, I want to ride a professional spec superbike on a Formula One racetrack. All right? I don't know how you're going to do that upon your travels, but guess what? I wasn't even looking for it. It came, the opportunity came and found me. I was at the border of Malaysia and Thailand. I had just recorded my CD in Japan. I had traveled through Thailand, and it was time for me to leave Thailand. I was at the border of Malaysia and Thailand. I went out to a nightclub bar where there was some awesome live music. I wasn't drinking, and I was dancing, having a good time. And there was a gentleman who made himself known, dressed very nice, had a suit on. He approached me, shook my hand, and I felt drawn to this gentleman. He offered to buy me some whiskey. I was like, I'm good. I'm not going to drink. I'm just drinking my water, having a good time. One thing in the conversation led to another, and we came to realize that we both were into motorcycles, and we both raced. And I grew up racing motocross, and he raced super bikes. He races at the Isle of Man every single year. His name is Stephen Martin. Anyway, I talked with him, and he basically says to me, well, I'll tell you what, if you're ever in Kuala Lumpur, give me a call, give me a message, let me know, and I'll take you out on the Formula One track. And I was like, wow, that's my dream, right? But I said, my ego just kicked in real quick, and I was like, oh, thank you so much, but I can't do that because I'm finishing editing my CD, pretty low on money right now, and I have to complete this so that I have a means to something to hustle and a way to keep traveling, right? So I really have to finish editing my CD and get this completed. So I'm going to stay here until I do. And he said, okay, as you like, but just so you know, I have a big house in Kuala Lumpur, right on the golf course. Lots of space, man, and I think it'd be the perfect place. You can stay as long as you like till you finish editing your CD. And I think it'd be the perfect place for you to edit your CD. I was like, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I left it at that. A couple hours passed by, and I approached this gentleman after some time, maybe an hour or two, and I said, how you were talking about how you were taking all these, basically he was taking 13 businessmen onto the Formula One track the next day, and he trained all of them for free, absolutely for free. My tripod's trying to fall down, some strong wind. I hope you gentlemen can hear me okay. But took me out onto the track, was taking all these gentlemen out onto the track, and he was inviting me as well. I said, you know how you mentioned that? He said, he had already stuck his hand out. He's like, absolutely, you stay in my house with my wife and my daughter. We'll be on the track. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be wonderful, you know. And I said, but you know, how are you getting back to Kuala Lumpur, because you know it's pretty late. Are you flying tomorrow? He's like, no, I'm driving. I'm like, wow, man, this guy's drinking a lot. And what time are you leaving? I'm leaving early in the morning. I'm like, okay, well, he's drinking quite a lot, but okay. He says, meet me at my hotel 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll head out. I said, okay. I didn't sleep the entire night. Woke up my Belgian girlfriends. Had to tell them all about it. This magical event that this dream of mine came to find me. Okay, and I ended up meeting him at his hotel, and I actually drove. He asked me, Sean, you know, good morning. Hey, can you drive us? Because he had a hangover. Absolutely, I'll drive you. Got back to his mansion, the wealthiest neighborhood in all of Malaysia, and all Ferraris driving through this place, and all these corrupt politicians, as he said it, right? And yeah, basically suited up immediately. He's like, this will be your room. Take a shower real quick, get dressed. Here's your suit. Jumped on the bikes. One guy had come over to the house. Then we met another 12, 13 guys at the gas station. Went into Sepang Formula One racetrack, and I was able to ride a professional spec Formula One bike on a track for the first time. And it was his second bike. He had a second bike to spare, so that's how I managed to do that. Anyway, the point is that I know for sure that would have never happened if I were not to have had that goal in mind. If I wouldn't have spent a second or two or a minute just dreaming up what I wanted, what it is that I wanted, and actually typing it out, putting it down. And I'm telling you, gentlemen, God is everywhere. The universe is all interconnected, whether you want to call it God or whatnot. Everything is interconnected. There's nothing that's separate. We're connected to all. And I know that for a fact. I know it through experience. Experientially, it's pretty clear to me. Something's going on far more than meets the eye. Anyway, let's bring this back to goals, gentlemen. If I would not have had this goal, this wouldn't have happened, right? As I said. But same thing goes for you. If you don't have a goal in mind, all right, you're going to find yourself floundering, and you're going to find yourself wondering, right? And you're not going to be achieving too much because you don't really have a goal in mind. How can you get somewhere that if you don't know where you're trying to go, right? So just like I was showing you, gentlemen, the targets there, right? It may not be the ideal goal. You know, it might not be your ideal goal or your ideal vision, right? Go ahead and give yourself a vision and work towards that. Just experiencing the magic of having a goal and reaching it, right, will propel you and give you that energy that you need, that boost that you need to go ahead and set another goal and run towards that, right? Now, these don't have to just be financial goals, gentlemen. I know a lot of gurus here on YouTube are just talking financially, and financial stuff is good, and money does make the world go round to an extent, okay? But when I was living the richest life I've ever lived, I had next to no money. And experientially, my interactions with other humans was just on a whole nother level. I was just present in the world, and I was experiencing magic all the time. However, all right, let's just take my business, for instance, right? Right now, I'm at about 60 grand a year, right? 60, 70 grand a year. I want to bring my business to 150 grand a year this year, right? I also, gentlemen, just to share some humbling news with you, I lost about 30 grand the last couple of weeks in Terra Luna. Actually, a little more than 30 grand. So I did lose big in the crypto market on Terra Luna. If you guys may know, it went all the way down to next to zero, right? It was well over $100 up to about 120, went all the way to zero. Anyway, I'm refocusing on my business. I'm giving myself a definite goal, and profit, my goal, right? My initial goal now is $10,000 profit per month, right? That's my goal. My brother has a business. He buys and sells phones. He hustles phones, right? I try to help him. I said, like, give yourself a goal. If you have a goal for how much money you want to make on the month, then you can break that down to how much money you need to make per day, right? And how much money you need to make per week, right? And keep in mind, you may or may not be working every day, right? But if you know what it is you're trying to do, you're more likely, if you have a goal, a monetary goal in mind, you're more likely to hit it versus if you have no goal at all. And you will find yourself being more easily distracted by entertainment per se, right? All right, and we can talk big goals as well. When it comes to goals, don't dream small, okay? That's my initial goal for now, for the time being, but my goal with my business is $1 million profit per year, $1 million business. And I'm starting other businesses, partnering, etc., etc. Now that I've lost big in the market, and may not be a lot of money to some of you guys out there. It might be a lot of money to others of you out there. But for me, I'm going to refocus my energy on real estate. It's more surefire. I can control it to a degree. I can increase the profitability of the property in various ways, and also with the marketing and so forth. Each piece of property is essentially its own small business. Okay, gentlemen. Now, when it comes to having a goal, all right, we can talk about a couple of things. We can talk about monetary. We can talk about travel, right? Let's talk about women, right? Now, when it comes to having the perfect partner, right, you have to be worthy with all your goals. You have to be worthy of the goal you are setting, and you have to be worthy of the partner you're wishing to attract, right? So put your energy into becoming that man that woman will be attracted to, that woman will respect. There's nothing that is, it's like, I think Charlie Munger said this, that there's about no better strategy than actually being worthy of what it is that you want, right? So don't wish for those things that you're not worthy of. Wish to be worthy of those things that you want, right? And work on yourself daily, gentlemen, so that you will naturally be worthy of that which you are trying to attract. And that goes, in a variety of categories, whether it's your mental health, your spiritual health, your finances, right, and your ability to basically provide security for a woman, your ability to protect, being a strong man that can protect if necessary, and someone that a woman can feel safe with, as well as your children as well. And there's a variety of other things as well, gentlemen, but be worthy. So always be working on yourself. I talk about that a lot. This channel is really a self-improvement channel, and we, of course, every man's, kryptonite is a beautiful woman, right? So we're all working towards that. And one of the cruxes of this path, I'm going to step over here just to block out some of this wind, gentlemen. One of the cruxes of this path is